pod. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Apologies. Okay. All right. Welcome back. So now that you have a score that has all this, I've added 4 additional names here, and I've added some more numbers here, some more scores, but you want them to have additional badges. All right. So all you need to do is select one of these. And if you notice, they are linked to the score tab here. Okay. So which is not a problem then. You just have to drag, because since they already have reference. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. But you notice that their badges are going to look really, really tiny. Yeah. So you just need to make the box as identical size as this. So all you need to do is select this here. Maybe you will zoom out a little bit so it's easier to see. Okay, better, a little better. So select this right up to the last person here. Okay. Was there any other names there? Okay, correct. All right, then just use the already enlarged box as a reference. Just move it a little bit so you get the rough approximate size, and it will adjust accordingly. Yeah. Now, quite a long vertical one, but doesn't matter. Let's just continue. Now, the same thing applies here. So here refers to E8, and when you drag, it'll automatically refer to E9 until E12. So I just drag it down. And you notice nothing is happening, no badge. Why? Because there's no reference over here. Because when you select this, E9, but we don't know what E9 is. So just keep dragging them, because all those numbers are already linked to score. There you go. So now you can see their badges appearing. Yeah. So now let's move on to the automated feedback. There you go. Okay. So that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So you can see that there are different feedbacks here, and you got additional names, and you notice that in the leaderboard, because they're all linked to score sheet, you don't have to do anything else other than just drag the names down, drag the badges down, drag the scores down, and it automatically fills up those spaces. And your automated feedback will appear here. And that's the good thing about this basic formula. But just keep it simple. You just have to have, as long as you have all the sheets and the tabs within the same file. You have the matrix within the same file. And let's just say, if you want to share this to anyone, or you want anyone to see this, and if you don't want anyone to mess around with the numbers here, you can protect this. Yeah, you can protect this by doing this. Let's say select John right up to grade, the whole thing. Okay, so let's just say if you're sharing this sheet and you want them to input something around here, or it's a peer assessment thing, or you want even if you want students to put their own scores in here, okay, just only allow squares or spaces which they are allowed to input. The rest you lock it down. And one way to do that is select the whole thing here, and then you right click and you go down to protect range here. Protect range, And what you see here is when you're protecting the range, it automatically selected, indicated what you selected here, C6 to 112, from C6 to I12, I12 here. So that whole range. Then set permission, just have to select set permission. So when you select set permission, this box will come out and restrict who can edit this range, or show warning when editing. This is only if you allow them to edit, but this time you're restricting and it says only you. Okay, only you, then press done. Okay, by default, right? Only you. So just press done. So now, how do you know these are protected? I'll show you. Okay, now what can you not protect? Anything else you do here won't be protected and can input. So which means you only select the sections which you want to protect. The ones, let's say if you don't want to protect this section over here, you can just select these sections and then protect range and so on, like from C6 to F12. That's it. You're only protecting here, and they're free to input numbers here, for example. Yeah. So that's how you protect the range. Now you may be asking, how do I make this page look so clean? All right, very simple. In Google Sheets, you just have to go to View, just enable or disable grid lines, kind of like what Excel has as well. Yeah. So here, View grid lines. Grid lines are visible, so it's easy for you to design your sheet, design your table, make it look the way you want it to look. Then disable grid line so it looks a little cleaner, right? It looks more presentable. So you have the leaderboard, the same thing I did here. Yeah, this is something for the fun of it. I just decided to put it there. So let's hide this. Now, if you think you've done some things over here just to try out, or you got other things, that you can hide this. So you can select the two columns. Select the two columns here, right click on it, hide it, and it will not appear when you publish it. Okay, so these are some of the intricacies of preparation before you publish your leaderboard and before you publish your scores. Your scores, you don't really need to publish your scores. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can, right? You have full prerogative over what you want your students to see. But probably you want to prioritize this. Yeah. So in this case here, you have a leaderboard with a few names, but if you want to do a numbering, you can do a numbering as well if you like. Yeah. Or if you just leave it as it is. Yeah. Do you want to put numbering? Let's put numbering. Maybe let's do a numbering. Okay. Now let's just add number. That's typically what you see, but don't have to type from scratch. Just select this box, drag it over here, and double click inside here, and O number. And here you don't have to link anything or what, just type 1. This one you might just need to center it, and it looks little tiny little 1. Go up to point size 11 if you like. Yeah, this is all point size 12. This is 12. This one is 14 because you want them to read this. Yeah. So here is number 1. Now let's create borders for them for the whole column. Then I'm just going to add the borders here. So now how do I get automatically number 2, 3, 4? Well, number 2 is more important, right? Double click here. Oh no, sorry. Just select this square after number 1. Go to the address bar up there or the formula bar, press equals, then select 1, B6 equals B6, okay, which is 1. So the value of B6 is 1. Then shift equals, which is plus, or you just press plus sign, okay, plus 1. Okay, which means I'm telling that box to read B6 plus 1, which means that box value will be 2. Yeah. Then press enter and you get a 2. So let's standardize the formatting. Let's select the whole box, center it again, and you have 2. Now, all you need to do is drag it down. Let's zoom out further so you can see the whole thing. Drag it down. There you go. So it automatically counts. Yeah. Now, I learned to do all this because my classes were so massive and I couldn't be bothered to do lots of adjustments. I decided to be really, really lazy about it. And I just had to find some ways to do this really fast. And I think you can relate. If you have quite a number of students to do that. And I think a lot of people in the administration who do lots of spreadsheet, they are very familiar with things like this. So, and it's no harm for you to implement something like this for your own spreadsheet. So now your leaderboard has numbering, okay, you can increase the size of these text if you like. They are kind of small anyway. Yeah. So let's increase them to maybe also 14, maybe. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Let's make it all nice, equal 14. That good. Okay, so you can roughly could see it, but this is zoomed out. Now let's zoom back in. So there you go here. So now you have a leaderboard that's ready to be published. Check if it's all clean. You've hidden all the unnecessary things, and the score bit. Yeah, it's all clean. Let's just say in case you want to publish this. So now let's go for publishing. I'll pause here. You guys follow so far? Okay, now let's go publishing. Now to publish, we're using Google site. I mentioned that we're going to use Google Apps. So Google site is, I believe, the most versatile, the most easiest website builder ever. And you can quick build one just then and there. This is my site home where you can see a number of sites here. Some of these are my student work. Yeah, some of these are my students' work, and they pretty much picked it up really fast. And you could just, and it's a whole semester's work. Yeah. And here I created a scoring guide, just an example. Right, when you open one, you can see this is a publishing page. Yeah, now let me just show you the published version. So in the published version, you could see this is what I sent to my students. Right now, this is actually, I've already shared this. So these are 2 of my subjects. So if I go to design principles, for example, then I have a little video guide on how to do it here, and how they can access their individual rubrics so they can see what's required, and they can input their scores, suggested scores, which I moderate and finalize, and so on. So here they have their leaderboard, they have the progress charts, so if you have all those links and you have, yeah, they're already beginning to put in some of their scores over here. You can see, yeah, it's already happening. It's still very early in the semester. That's why it's pretty empty at this point. So here, so you have all that, and their leaderboards. Yeah, you can see some things taking shape already. Yeah, but all of them are already basically finalizing some of their works towards mid-semester. And that's when the scoring is going to pretty much go full force. And here, so by the end of the semester, I would have all their scores at the end, but of course, in tandem with my moderation and checking. So I also have my game studies, page. Because I teach game studies, I try to make it as interactive, and you can embed stuff in here. For example, this is just to mess around with it. Yeah. just to roll dice because it's game studies. So we kind of like I roll the dice. Okay, who gets the largest amount get to do the presentation or something like that. So here they have their input sheet. You know, they have all the score maps, badge rank definitions. I even put classic games so they can comment on it, and some references, video references, book references, and things like that. So they could have a look at it. Yeah. So this and all this I did only beginning of the semester, not this semester, last semester. So it's just a matter of me just fixing and adding stuff to it. Now, how do you do it? What about us? What can we do? Yeah. Now let's get started. Now I will post a video on how to, I have made a video on how to create a Google site. Okay, I actually have it. It's about an hour long. But I think you guys you don't have to watch the whole 1 hour, right? You can fast forward it or whatever. Now you start off with a new site like this, but I'm just going to give you a quick guide. You just press, you know, did you follow? Did you manage to, did you get that? Okay, let's go back to the main menu. Now here, blank. Okay, you start off with a blank, but there are templates here too. So if you click on the template gallery, there will be some templates that you can use. It's not a lot though, not a lot, but you can choose any template you like and just modify them. But it can be a bit complex if you're not too sure what to do and how to replace them or something. But let me just show you the blank one first. Yeah. Where was I? Now, where was that blank one? I opened the blank one. Oh no, it didn't save, I guess. Was it this one? Not this one. Blank one. Okay. So, okay. Now, the first thing you do is you see this blank page. Now, trust me, it's going to be filled up pretty fast. Now, first thing is first, name it. Okay. Let's go with Mr. Lee. Let's go with Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee's teaching space. Oops. Mr. Lee's teaching space. Now we're just naming the file as Mr. Lee's teaching space. When you're doing this, you're naming that as Mr. Lee's teaching space. And now, like, how do you know that? Because when you open this, you can see a new file here called Mr. Lee's teaching space. Now here, then you go back to this. Right? So when you click on this, you go back to site's home. That means you go up to the main menu, you see all the Google sites which you created. Yeah. But remember, you're not published, you haven't published it yet. So the first thing is first, you have a page now. Page title and file name is two different things. Page title can be any title you like. Okay. It can be, say, Mr. Lee, what subject are you teaching? Never mind. You could have anything. You can write anything. Let's say Maths World. Yeah. Or no. Say, what are you teaching? Language, Mr. Lee? History?
Physics. You can put maths actually.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Say Maths World. Welcome to Maths World or something. Or just put in Maths World. So yeah, be creative with the name. Yeah. So that is interesting for the students. Maths World. They probably see a Maths World and like cringing. Maths. It could be some, it could be, it could be, yeah, well, anyway. So let's just say it's Maths World. So now it looks boring. Like it's got this gray box thing. Now you can decide how your page is going to be. Now, first thing is first, now you have your file name and you got this main title called Maths World. Now, if you notice at the sidebar here, you notice there's insert, pages, themes, and so on, right? There's three different categories. Now, pay attention to the word pages first. First thing is first, this here is your home page, which means when somebody goes to your website, the first thing they will see is this, Maths World. Now, let's say if you want your maths world to be a full splash page. Now, you see some of those websites, you go to those websites, see a whole page, like a magazine cover, like a whole splash. Then when you only have to turn the next page, then you see the information. Same thing, right? So this, if you want it to be like a just a simple bar like this, and you've got information below it, that's fine as well. You've got 3 options. So that's called header type. So if you move your mouse, if you notice, if you're moving your mouse around here, you notice that all these things are appearing. What are these? Like, you can totally delete this header and start from scratch. And there are 2 options here. You can change the image of the background here, or you could change the formatting of your header. Now, you can go to header type first. Now, do you want it to be a large banner? Select large banner. Now, if you notice large banner, it becomes big. If you want it to be a small banner, it becomes small. And if you want it just to be a title only, then it'll just be text. Okay. So you can choose what you like to do. And if you want it to be a cover, there are 4 options here. Yeah. So if you want it to be a cover, just like the magazine cover, so it'd be a whole page cover. There'll be minimum information at the bottom here. You can still scroll a little bit, but majority covered by this. Yeah. So let's just say Maths World is, everything about Maths World is, you want it to be a big cover. So now it's pretty boring. So now let's just change image. Now, if you want to change image, just select change image. All right. Now, when you want to change image, you can upload an image which you already have. So let's say you scanned an image, you want to put that image there, or you can select an image. So if you don't have time to upload, you're too busy, you just don't have a lot of time to set this up. So you have no time to upload a fresh new image or create an image, then select an image. Go to select an image. Now, when you select an image, they already have preset images here. So the preset images here, there are all these preset images, like even patterns. You scroll down, you can see patterns, colors, all these things. But your goal here, if you want to show a gamified classroom or something like that, you want to go for colorful. You want to go for something that's really attractive. Your kids could be young, even if they are secondary school students. I think excitement, they just want a bit more excitement, so you want something very colorful. A lot of this looks very corporate, sort of thing. So let's find something more interesting. So you could paste an image URL here. An image URL is like, if you look at an image online, you right click on that image, copy image address. Yeah, I can show you afterwards. Or you can just search for an image. So when you want to search for an image, it's search through Google and the copyright-free images. Yeah. For example, what image best represents math and is exciting? Anyone? Any title? Any keyword? Work with me. I can't think of any when it comes to math. Huh?
Equations.
Equations. Seriously? All right. Equations. Oh my gosh. Equation.
Geometry would look nicer.
Huh? What?
Geometry, like shapes and things and patterns. I don't know.
Oh, the patterns. Oh yes, fractals, mathematical fractals. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's go equations first and see what happens. No, definitely not this. Yeah, I don't think so. All right, but how about let's go with what Sarah suggested. Let's say fractals. Let's say Leonardo. What's that? What's that guy who discovered the
golden
fractal?
ratio?
Golden ratio. Yeah, golden ratio. That's right. Golden ratio. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, look at this one here, right? But that's kind of really bright in contrast. You may not be able to see the text so well, but something really incredible, something so intrinsic. And wow, look at that. Look at all this. This looks interesting. Let's go with this one. Let's just say you like this one. Let's select that. And There you go. Now that looks awesome. But you notice why it became dark? Because you notice here, it increases the readability for the banner. So it kind of automatically does that for you, but you can switch it off. So you can remove it. Like, for example, if you want this image to be bright and exciting, remove it. Wow, that's mind-blowing. Okay, and you can still read Matt's World, and you can kind of like you can actually like change the size of this, and you could move it as well. But when you're moving the text, now you have to know one thing about this, because it's a very easy site builder. It has it already has a grid system, so it doesn't snap the grid, but you can move it, but it will constrain it to specific column, preset column and gutter width and things like that within the website itself. And that also makes it good, because it makes sure that whatever you do is professionally done in clean. Yeah, so there's no mess. So it's a good thing anyway if you have a grid system. So let's say you center it. So there you go. So maybe you could that should be, maybe you want to add another text here, or maybe just put here Mr. Lee's Matt's World. Okay, so fractals, because Mr. Lee is you just move to the side, maybe. Yeah, I think let's stick it to center. I think that's it. All right, so now let's say you're happy with this. Now go to pages here at the side here. So that's home. Now, how do you add another page? Now you want this to go to the next page, where you're going to publish your leaderboard. Okay, assuming you have another page. Now, realistically speaking, you should have a page called About Mr. Lee. So Mr. Lee's information here, or notes all about maths. Okay, so you can have notes all about maths as a second page, but let's just skip that one. Let's go straight to publishing your leaderboard. So let's select new page. Now under pages here, you see the home, which is here. Okay, now you can call it, you can maintain that page as home, because home is what will remain on the menu. Okay, it will appear on the menu as soon as you open a new page. Now you see at the bottom here, there's new link or new page. Just go to new page. So under new page, you can see, maybe you can type in Maths leaderboard, Maths World leaderboard. Okay, or maybe that one maybe could be a headline, but let's name it as leaderboard first. Maybe it's simple. Okay, just put leaderboard, done. So now you have a leaderboard here. Now when you added a page called leaderboard, it automatically duplicated the home page and made it the leaderboard page. So you go to home, you notice that it used the same background image, but for this one you don't have to have a whole image, yeah, a whole page cover or something. So you just go to banner, and that should do. Okay, maybe you want a different picture, right? So you can change an image, select image again, go to search, let's say type in leaderboard, then you can see, maybe find something that is more appropriate, or maybe game leaderboard or something. Just type, yeah, maybe game leaderboard or something more exciting, colorful. Yeah, maybe you want something more comic based or whatever. Yeah, maybe adjusting for readability. That should be, let's just say this is fine. So it has a very exciting image that students say, wow, this looks cool, attracts them to this leaderboard thing. Yeah. Maybe this one. Yeah, never mind. You can adjust this anytime you want. But let's just say you're happy with this. So now you want to put a leaderboard over here. Okay. So that's it. You've got 2 pages and there you go. You have that. Now, how do you publish these pages? Do you want to publish it first or do you not want to publish it first? But if you want to know how it looks like when it's published, then you can go to more, not more, here. There's more, the 3 buttons here, there are options, there's settings, there's share with others. You don't have to worry about these at the moment. Just go to preview right here. So select preview and you will open in the same tab and you can see the preview of your page. So this is what your page will look like after it's published. And if you notice, you have your menu over here, but your menu can't really be seen. So do you want your menu up here? So then you go press the back button. Okay, so you've already done the preview. So you press the back button, you come back to your page builder. So now you might want to think about putting the menu to the side. So that is by selecting this. Now, how do I get this? You go to this, okay, like when you move your mouse around, nothing happens. But if you move it around, you notice here there is a little navigation settings. Okay, so you select navigation settings. You have a number of things that you can add on to brand your page, yeah, as well. So let's say navigation mode, currently it's the top. Okay, the menu is at the top. So you can select side. So if you select side, you have this little thing that appears here, and this is how it works. Close this, select this, and you can see it's easier to read. Yeah, so maybe it'd be better that way. So let's keep this part clean, right? So there are other things you can do here. If you go to brand image, you can upload your logo or your favicon. Now, what's a favicon? Now, favicon, for example, let's go back to the site's main. Now, don't worry about when I do this because it automatically saves everything. So that's one thing amazing about Google. Now, what is a favicon? Now, if I go to the page that I built, for example, now if you notice this is a logo here. Okay, there's a logo. Now a favicon will appear as something like a site identity. Yeah, you see this? You see up here? Now you see my browser. You see that virtual board game. You see that website. These are the favicon. Okay, like you see your kind of like your logo will appear as your site, as a site identity. Like there's all these different websites, they have little small icons that represent them. So that's what it is. Yeah. So, but your site logo will appear here when you look at your website. So that's what it is. Yeah. So now if you notice that, so you can actually do that. You can actually upload your little logo. You can create your own, but again, same thing like how you create badges. All right. It has to be PNG file. All right. All right. And there are other information which you can explore there. So now now that you have this, so let's publish it. So web address is Mr. Lee's teaching space. Okay, that's fine. Search settings, request public search engines to not display my site. If you want your site to be displayed in public search engines, you select this. So which means no one can easily search for your site. But if you unselect it, it can be searched very easily. Yeah. So, and who can view my site? You can also manage here. right? For privacy purposes and so on. Custom domain, you don't have to do this and do anything about this. This only applies if you have subscribed to a web hosting company and you've bought your own domain name. Yeah. So don't worry about that one. That's on web publishing. That's a different thing. So now let's publish it now. Press publish. All right. How do you know it's published? Now it says published. So how do you know it's published? Now go to you go to publish. Now this thing will appear beside the word publish here, up here, and there is something called view publish site. So when you press view publish site, there you go. So this is showing you a preview. Now, how do you know it's there for real? Okay. So, sorry, view publish site again. Now, this is the actual website address up here. So copy that. Okay. Now go to your Chrome browser. You know these three buttons here. Open in new incognito window, which means that it's a neutral window, right? You're not logged into anywhere and whatever, okay? Because just now you're logged into your Google account. So you will definitely see your site. But to be sure to see from the point of view of others who's not logged into your account, so you know for sure that this site can be seen by your students or by the ones you want to see, then paste the actual website address, press enter, and there you go. You can see it. Can you go to the leaderboard page? Select this, and yes, you can, but nothing is published there yet. Okay, so let's close that. Now let's go back to, you can keep this open, but let's go back to this. Melvin's, let's publish Melvin's page. Okay, Melvin's leaderboard. So, but it's Mr. Lee's site. Okay. All right, sorry. So now we have this leaderboard, right? So now close this one. To publish this, you go to File. Then under File, scroll down all the way here, Publish to Web. Okay, publish this to web. And when you say publish to web, it'll ask you to make some decisions here. You don't have to embed. You don't need to. Now, embedding means that you're embedding HTML code, all right? But you don't have to worry about that. Don't worry about all that. Just go to link, maintain on link. Now it says entire document, and this is web page, correct? So entire document, just click on entire document, select the tab or the sheets that you want to publish. So in this case, you select leaderboard. Don't worry about publish content and settings and stuff. Don't worry about that. Just for reference. But as long as this is selected, it's fine. Just publish this. And it says, are you sure you want to publish a selection? Yes, I'm sure. Okay, so just press OK. Then it will generate a link for you. Okay, now copy this link, right? And it's a long link, but doesn't matter. Just copy it, copy the whole thing. It tells you to press Control-C. Just make sure you do that. Now, there are other options. Share this link using whatever, depends on the nature of your website. So once you copied that link, you can close this, all right? Then you can go back to Mr. Lee's okay, then go back to his page, go back to leaderboard. Now you want a link to be appearing here so that you can sort of like the students see that and click on that, and you have an instruction, a text that say click on this, and then you can go to your leaderboard. So in order for that to happen, okay, you go to insert. Now here is on pages, go to insert. Now there are two ways to do it. You can embed the web page. All right. Embedding the web page can be a bit tricky because it means you might need to add size adjustment and things like that. Okay, we'll do that after this. But the easiest way is that they click on the button and a separate browser tab will open and they can see the leaderboard. Okay, it depends on whether you want them to see it in your site itself or you want them to open a separate tab. So let's assume that you want them to open a separate tab. So you want an image or a button or something like that. So let's just pretend that you want to put an image. So Google image search for an image that can, let's say, let's say space alien. Oops. Oh yeah, that just kind of looks appropriate, really. Okay, that's fine. An astronaut. So you put an image over here. Okay, so maybe you want to drag your image, center it. Okay. So now you have an image right here. So, but you want to give an instruction to click on the image. Maybe the image is a bit too big. So you want it to be not too big, yeah. Like I said, it's all about grid. So if you want to make it small, you can make it small. You know, you just play around with it until you're happy with the size. Yeah. So you could, it kind of auto adjust for you at some point, but that's kind of too small. So I just make it a little big. So now then next thing you do is insert a text box. So on this text box, you said, hello, fellow astronauts. Click on the astronaut image to view your leaderboard. So let's say this, you're happy with this. Maybe you want to make your text a little larger. Sorry, select everything first, then make it a little larger. Maybe you want to go to 18. So maybe you want to align your text. Yeah. So you align your text with the image. So which means you could, so which means if you align your text with the image or your caption, but you see, you want to avoid orphaning or widowing a word. So you want to adjust it until it becomes more or less like this. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Okay, so click, hello, fellow astronauts, click on the image. So now the thing is you want them to click, to be able to click on this to get to see their leaderboard. So now remember, you still have the link in your memory. So select the image, make sure just the image is selected, then insert link up here. Paste that link. Earlier you had copied that link earlier, so just paste that link, apply. And how do you know it works? Let's go to preview. So you move on the preview, you move your mouse cursor on the astronaut image, and ta-da, you see this appearing. Okay, so you can see your leaderboard. So it works. Okay, now that is one way. Yeah, so now let's go back, press the back button to go back to the site builder. Let's publish this. So every time you make change, okay, you see the previous currently published is this. Okay, currently what everyone can see on your website is this. Yeah, don't worry about this one. This is just because they're showing a preview like this. So now this is the change you made. So after you make any changes, publish it again. Okay, so now it will be updated. So now here, this is the publish site. If you select leaderboard here, now you notice it's not appearing, refresh it, and then you see it appears. It's really, really easy. Okay, very simple. Now, don't worry, you can actually fill up this background. I can show you how to fill up the background. So now, how about embedding? Okay, you want to embed. Now, if you want to embed the page, so what you do is you go to Melvin's leaderboard, select publish to web one more time, and then go to embed. Select leaderboard, of course, embed. Now, when you select leaderboard, now you notice that this whole bunch of code just appears out of nowhere. That's HTML5 code. Like if some of you are familiar with this, then it's no issue. But even if you're not familiar with this, you don't have to worry about anything inside of this. You just have to select this whole thing and copy it. Okay, copy it. That's it. All right. So embed means you embed the page in there. Right. So copy the whole thing, then go to back to the site builder. Now, you see insert text box image, and here embed. Select embed. Embed by URL. If embed by URL, then you're embedding the URL link like just now earlier, or you embed by code. Now let's try embedding by code. Let's paste the code here. So this is what it means by embed code. Yeah. So then it should be there. It should be fine. Then press next, and it'll show you a little preview. Okay. Now it looks a little small, so you can edit the code. Yeah. So if it looks small, then it'll ask you to edit the code. You can do whatever you want the code, but you know what? That's a little complex. Let's not go there. I never really do that, but let's try to insert it anyway. Okay, now you have this, right? So you have, this is the thing, but you see the problem is it's still small. So what you need to do is you need to put the size accordingly. Yeah. Thing is, I can't remember where you should put it. All right, so I'll come back to you on this one. So let's try embedding another way. Let's try embedding another way. Let's embed by link. Let's say embed. Let's say you have the link already, right? So link, okay, Control C. Let's try embedding another way. So let's go embed by URL. No, not that, maybe by that URL. Let's try and see. Yeah, the whole page. See, it's the whole page. Dynamically updating site page. I guess probably it. So just insert this, and by putting the link there, but with this one, the difference is this: you select this, and you can actually adjust the size, other than worrying about the size in the code and things like that. You could actually, embed it this way, embed by URL, the same, copy the same link, and then you should be able to see it. Now, you will be able to scroll by showing this. Scroll. Oops, you can't see it. Let's just preview this. Yeah, there you go. So you see, in the embed window, you can scroll up and down, but you wouldn't want to scroll up and down. You maybe want it to be easily embedded there, and they can just see, you don't have to scroll it, but it's up to you how interactive, you want it to be. But there's only one downside to this, because they will be able to see this. Yeah. So how do they not see this, right? So one way to fix that is publish contents. It says entire document, but uncheck entire document, just check leaderboard. Okay, so now let's see what happens to this. Let's refresh this. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it takes a while to refresh. Yeah, sometimes you might just need to go back and try it again. But nevertheless, you might want to do another trick to this is, you see the score thing. Maybe the score, they can see it. Assume they want you allow them to see the score. Under matrix here, the matrix tab here, hide it. You can hide the sheet. You can hide the grading scheme. All right. And let's see what happens. It's still there. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Yeah, well, let's move on. But if you click on this one, for example, funny thing is when you click on link, if you click on a button, you won't see the rest. Okay, it's all there. It's just the leaderboard, exactly what you wanted. So that's the reason why I don't embed, because I don't know why these things happen. Yeah, unless you want them to see it, that's okay. If you think it's okay for them to see it, it's perfectly fine. All right. I'll pause here. So this is how you publish the leaderboard. Now your leaderboard has the score, okay, which you can see here itself embedded, and you've got the matrix, the grading scheme. Let's pause here for a bit. Anyone have any questions so far?
Hi, sir.
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the main things, I think you were just talking about it, is trying not to show the other pages, but on your site, you only have the leaderboard, right? So does it have other pages behind it that you managed to not show, or is it just the one file with one sheet on it?
On my own pages, right? No, it doesn't show anything, because this one here, I'm showing you like other possibilities, but these are some of the finer things that you might need to risk. So it really depends on how you plan your file. If you think you want to leave some of these things there, that's the reason why I have more than one file, and I link from one file to another file. It's a bit complex to set up, but so that way you leave some of those things on those sites in case you want to embed. They don't see what, those things. They only see what is published over there. So that is one of the things I do. I go about it, but I don't embed. As far as possible, I let them open it in a separate browser. Yeah. So this, I usually opt to use the button thing. One of the reasons why you use image button, or you can just insert buttons like
so technically, okay, I think I got it. So technically, on your site, the button that we press to look at our leaderboard is the link. It's okay. All right. So that's why it's a single. Right.
Yeah. Let's see if let's say if under the embed side, I mean, you got to play around with this. Sometimes this is a bit tricky, because sometimes you see here it says entire document, you select leaderboard. Okay. Then when you embed, they show everything else. And even if you select publish content settings, you select leaderboard, not even the entire document. So if you go to embed, let's say embed entire document, say select leaderboard. Okay. Maybe it's this one.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
I think that's the one.
Yeah,
maybe I missed that out. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah. Oh no, wait. Link. Because I embed using link. So under embed, okay, leaderboard here, link, leaderboard. All right, let's.
We are trying to see if embed works only on a single sheet, right?
Yeah, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Okay, because it maybe it's still read as, okay, let me
It's a preview, sir.
yeah. Okay. Let's delete this. Let's embed again by URL. It says whole page here, but let's see what happens. Ah, yeah, there you go. Thanks for asking that question. It made me relook at that. Lovely. That's right, guys. I kind of missed out something. So if you just make sure, okay, you embed by link is fine, but make sure when you embed, the embed side here is only leaderboard is selected. I think just now I may have overlooked. Yeah, I selected the entire document. So here's entire document. So it doesn't matter if you select leaderboard here, just leaderboard here, it will still show the other links to the other tabs. Yeah. Thanks, Melvin. So here, leaderboard. Done. Okay. Yeah, so now this one works. Okay. Right. So here, I think the leaderboard, it's pretty large. So I think you could sort of like adjust the size accordingly. You can pull to size, or you could, you know, just work it out. But the size of the leaderboard in the original sheet, it's large anyway. Yeah. So you could, yeah, maybe if you do it by code, you can adjust the size accordingly. Yeah. So now here, so this is two ways. So you have the button, okay, which is the image button, or you can insert a simple button over here. You can also, when you insert a simple button, it kind of looks like, let's say, kind of like what you've seen in my own site. Then you select the link, insert, yeah, something like this. It can be buttons, or you could get button image that looks like buttons and be creative about it. Yeah. You can adjust the color of the buttons. See, again, you can replace the buttons with images and things like that. So there are some customization features here. Even this background can be an image. So you can select an image. Let's say, just say you want to use this one. There you go. Or I think Sarah suggested a pattern. Oops, yeah. Maybe a red pattern. There you go. But you want it to be bright. Yeah, turn off the readability thing. So there you go. So you have this, and you can adjust the background image easily. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? There's so many other functions out here. There's image carousel. Give it a try. Placeholder. There's even YouTube videos. Now, putting YouTube videos is really quite simple. Yeah. Let's say if you made a YouTube video, let's just create another page. Let's say Matt's video, Matt's game video. Okay. So here you could insert a YouTube video, and let's say search for YouTube, type the search in a box to find videos. Let's say Matt's games. Yeah. Let's say this one. You select this one, then press select. And then you could have the video. Maybe you can make it a little large. And that's basically how I upload the videos as well. So you can center it. And yeah, so your site will look happening, fun. You can even change the background to something kind of like this. Yeah. So that turn off the readability to add the brightness, and there you go. You see? Now, then once you've done all your customization, then publish. So then publish again. So after you've published, now let's go to refresh this page. It might take a bit to refresh it again. There you go. So you have, and how do you know for sure if this works? Open incognito window. Is it really another one? Open incognito window and paste this. There you go. Okay, so then you can go to leaderboard, this leaderboard, then Matt's games video, okay, and home. And of course, you can add another page here and say, all about Mr. Lee's maths, or all about maths, the fun way to learn maths and physics, or something like that, you know. So, okay, so we'll pause here for now. So today, before I move any further, any questions? What do you think of this? Do you think there's a potential in using Google Sites for yourself?
Sorry, Dr. Charles, can I just ask again? I tried embedding the leaderboard in the website, but I am unable to actually make it bigger. So my leaderboard turned out to be really tiny, a small window.
Yeah, that one is the code. I'll have to come back to you on that one. I actually there is a way to put the point size, but I just can't remember exactly which part of the code that you need to put that in.
Because I was looking at the code and I couldn't figure out where I could change to
yeah.
change the size.
Yeah. I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll get back to you. I don't want to search for that information now because let's just move forward. But it's possible, but you need to put a code there. You need to configure the code. But let me come back to you on that one so that I could properly show you how it's done. Very likely, I might just add another video on how you can make that change. Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll come back to you. I'll probably put not just this video, but another video on the finer points on embedding. Yeah. Any other questions? So yeah, that's the only thing about embedding, because you need to be able to control the size or decide on a proper size to be able to embed it. So I'll put another video on how that can be done. But I just for the life of me, I just couldn't remember where to put that measurement. So, but there will be tutorials online as well. If any one of you do stumble across it, give it a shot. But I will create another guide for that. Yeah. What about the rest of you? How about anything specific that you want to know on this? Did anyone successfully make something like this leaderboard? Anyone tried? Did you all make your own badge? Anyone want to show? Splash it, share a screen or something?
I can share our KS one.
Okay, cool. Go for it. Okay, let me enable sharing, Let me stop my share. Okay, go for it.
Okay. Oh wait, sorry, this is not the published one.
Looking good.
So here we have
it's looking good. Nice. Ha. I like it. Oh yeah, I'll come back to you on that one. I see what you mean there.
Yeah, and this is our ranking because ours is based on Mandarin language, so we decided to use something that's
Yeah,
related to Chinese. So
yeah,
hence the Kung Fu Panda and stuff. So we have the ranking here.
yeah.
So like general,
Good.
captain, and soldier. And then our badges are based on the Chinese coins. So we created our own badge instead. So we use
Cool.
Chinese coins PNG and just overlay using Google Draw.
Hmm.
So Google Draw can create PNGs as well. So it's
Absolutely. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Google Draw, Google already, yes, Google has,
Yes.
yeah, should have mentioned that.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
Nice
that
work.
is, thank you. So we have this here. Yeah. But
Yeah.
as for our, so we have our, this is the ground, I mean the work behind it. We
Nice.
haven't have this yet,
Hmm.
but as you said, we try to embed formulas in this one, so they're all formula based.
Hmm.
And
Yep, I can
our
see
score is
that.
just a simple one, yeah.
Yep. This is it.
Yeah, so yeah, so it's just a very basic one for our Mandarin class.
Very good. And I think it may seem like a basic, but let me tell you this: simplicity is everything, and it means a lot just by looking at what you just did. Yeah. So
Okay.
good luck with that. So actually give it a try. And the one amazing thing about sheets and about one source of input, because what you have now, just remember one thing, bear one thing in mind, guys. What you're aiming to do is cut down your workload, actually cut down workload. And you're aiming for self-updating, and auto updating, those sort of thing. So the automatic feedback thing, it's been my dream. I'm still trying to see what are the possibilities there, but it really saves so much time because I've got 45 students. And imagine keying in 45 feedbacks, and I've got two classes that have both 148, 145. It's crazy. And I do tell my students, hey, note down the feedback when I'm giving feedback. If it relates to you, note it down in your e-portfolio, things like that. So they're so stringent with recording information, having evidences of feedback. So the automated feedback, there may be much more advanced mechanism to it, which we don't need to get too much into it because it really depends on your level of study, depends on number of students you got. So to me, right, I want to keep it simple, even to myself. But what was most important, the key achievement aspect here is one source of input, and that's it. And if it's formative assessment, then if I'm seeing the students and the students are showing me some kind of work and the work looks impressive or the work is in progress, and I thought I can give a rating between 1 and 10, I give them a 7, 10 and there on the spot. And they could check their leaderboard anytime they want, and there you go, they know exactly where they're at. Makes it so much easier, and it eliminates questions which used to be quite prevalent, like, so how am I doing the semester? I have no idea. And then they give student evaluation feedback, I have no idea how I'm doing this semester. All of a sudden I get a C. What? This sort of thing. So you get all this feedback, and based on all this feedback, I realize the problem is they have no idea where they stand during the weeks. And we have been marking them, we've been giving feedback, and there's no sort of accountability or some kind of evidence of that in between. And sometimes you get questions from enrollments, and they will say, or to check on student status, and they'll say, do you think this student will pass or fail? Do you have any predictable analytics on this one? How do you do that when you don't have data in between? You don't have any kind of progression, evidence of this progression. So that's one of the motivating factors for me to try to make it make sense of that for myself and for my assessment. At the same time, I didn't want it to overwhelm the student. I just needed to find something a little bit more fun. Also motivate them to invest, and it's, yeah. So nice work, Stephanie. That's really good. That's really good. and keep testing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep testing it. You know that it's all about iterative design, and it's always a cyclical process. And trust me, Stephanie, you're going to find better ways. You're going to find much more. I mean, you're probably expanding as we think. Your mind is expanding, so everyone will definitely want to make things a lot easier. So always have that in mind as teachers, how to cut down workload. And it's still a big mind-boggling puzzle, but it's definitely solvable, stage by stage. So great. Okay, let me share my screen. Last but not least, so who else has Stephanie. Okay, let's go to Stephanie. Stephanie, this is just for fun, guys. This is just for fun. All right, let's go to, well, I see a strategy map or whatever. So it's not that challenge yet, but I'm just gonna pretend that you have one already. Looks very evident. Okay, you can see you mapped out your badges, you mapped out your whatever, so I'm just going to give you an early good, I would say I give you a 9 here. Okay, so because you are developing it really well, so you're still developing it, so I put you on the development mode, and so far I only see yours, and so far I'm not seeing anybody else's just yet. So I see yours, but at the KS1 group, all get a 9 because you're supposed to be a team, right? So who else gets a 9? So clear, KS1. Okay, that means Sarah, Rachel. All right, let's go to number 9. Sarah gets a 9 too. And Rachel gets a 9. Good teamwork, guys. So let's say, we see you got your, okay, now let's look at your leaderboard. See, something is changing right now. You can see, okay, so second level, you can see some badges appearing here. Now you're at novice level, so it will increase, but for reward wise, I can give you a little XP boost. Okay, first day reward. Okay, well, to be fair, first day, we already got 4 days, right? Yeah, all of you are here, so I'll give you 2, let's say 3, 4th day. So I think everybody gets a little bit more XP. I guess we'll just put a standard 300 XP. First day reward, yeah. Let's give you all a standard 300 XP. Little XP boost there. Well done for attending 4th day, 4 days. Then you have Stephanie, a little bit more XP here because KS1, yeah. So let's give you 500 here. So a little bit more here. Rachel, a little more XP boost, and Sarah. Okay, there you go. You're up to date. Then nice. So you have, oh, it's not showing up here. All right, sorry. There must be the linking. My bad. Check. I'll check it. You can check it later. So, but at least you got some XP boost there. Nice work. And everyone so far got 1 free point. You earned, everyone got 1 free point so far. But Sarah, Rachel, KS1 have earned 2 free points each. But the rest might catch up. So good. Now, next week, I'm going to show you a little preview, okay, of this. Now, this is Classcraft. And I will probably be inviting you to key in your student code in here. Now, I've been using, as you can see from the dates here, I used Classcraft for quite a while before, but I stopped using it when I actually developed my own Google Sheet. But this, I guarantee your students are going to love this, and you can do it for free, minus some of the additional features, but nevertheless, the free version is good enough. So I will show you I'll talk to you further about this and how you can customize it. It looks really great. Now have a look. Let's say, so these are all your names. Basically, let me just go to class settings. So in Classcraft, basically it's like an RPG. Yeah, it's like an RPG, so that, oh, sorry, this is not. Yeah, this is yours. Class settings. So that's you. That's all your names here, but you have not opened an account yet. So you can open up a free account, and I will send you a student code. But I know you guys are busy. Just do it in your own time if you want to give it a shot. But I just put all your names here anyway. So I'll probably see this in your email, something, this student code, and some guide on how to sign up for this. Yeah. So this is good fun. So this is another way to gamify your class, but this is not like Google Sheet, but this one is strongly tied to Google Classroom. Yeah, so if you're familiar with Google Classroom, you can incorporate data from Google Classroom into this as well very easily. So here, you can have, let me show you the one that's been done. Let's say, so these were all my students at some point. Then if I press play, if I press play here, class dashboard. So you can actually plan quests. Yeah. So here you can plan quests. At that point of time, they didn't have this quest. So this is a much upgraded version. This is like a map. So for example, right, you can plan a quest like if you wanted to give them a task, you need to go to this island to do this equation. So you need to, like, you can plan like a journey for them. And by the time they reach somewhere, they fulfill their goal, that sort of thing. So it's more like a role-playing game thing, but embedded into a learning management system, which is fantasy-based, perceiving the class into a really fun environment. So that's basically what it is. And you can, they can be in teams, in groups. Yeah. So if you view their profile, this is how they will how their team will look like, how they have leveled up, and this will also, all these rewards can be customized. You can write your own rewards, write your own descriptions, and so on and so forth. Okay. So there's class tools here, especially when you are in class, you can use all these and all that. So do have a look. I'll also share a video on how I used Classcraft in the past, but that's an older version of Classcraft. But yeah, I can give you a little preview next time around. So that's it. So today's video will be embedded here to day 4. So I'll put this up to day 4 today. And with that, I think I just want to open the floor to questions. Anyone has any questions? If there's no questions, then we can call it a day, really. Call it a night, or call it a session.
So is there any time for KS2 to share our website?
Yeah, sure. You want to share now? I think we've already, 6:34. Very sorry.
No worries. No worries.
You guys don't mind?
No, is it? Would you like to
see actually?
Yeah. Okay. I'm curious as well.
It's nothing special. It's pretty much the same, but my team is kind of hungry for points, I guess. You should see my.
It's doing something.
My
okay,
phone
go
is
on.
blowing up.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Sorry. Let me find my. I hope this is the right screen.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so sort of this is what we've done so far. Sorry, so the initial idea we had was something like you mentioned, everything is automated, and when everything we say everything.
One input source, yeah.
Yes. So like we plan to like the idea, sorry, is to have like the games inside Google site as well, and then they do the question, and then obviously it will be binary choice, right? Either right or wrong, and that was probably simplify the grading, and then everything will be reflected into the leaderboard basically. So it's two of the same. We're just playing around with it. For example, this one is the embed code.
Yeah.
So this was what I was
there
trying to
you
tell
go. There it is. You found
Miss
it.
Stephanie.
All right.
Yeah. So
You
just
found
the
it.
sizing here,
Hey, Steph, look at that.
just to share.
Thank you, Melvin. Thank you. That's a good refresher there. So what's the best size you got?
I'm not sure yet. So like 500
Depends on the
is
size of your leaderboard. I
kind
think
of small. Yeah. Yeah.
looking at what's yeah, this one is cutting. I think this is 500 by 500, right? I think
Yep.
maybe it's
It's a trial and error basis.
yeah. You just have to
Depends on
adjust it. You keep just trying out and then get the right size for yourself.
So technically this is the same. So it's derived from
Yeah.
a lot of your formula. So yeah, I think basically we just replace. This is done by Miss Joy, by the way. So Miss
Nice
Joy
work.
was the one. The badges here was also done by Miss Joy through Canva.
Awesome.
So I'm just using her sample as for the Google sites. Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think we were trying out the code here, the one where you mentioned the feedback that you reach the top, the feedback. Yeah. So I think Miss Tinsha as well has made some pretty cool badges just to share.
Really?
Yeah. Can you guys see? Are you guys looking at the?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she
good modification there.
Wing motifs and stuff. Yeah. Don't mind our conversation here.
That's really good.
Yeah, and then and the VLOOKUP thing as well that you shared was something I sort of explored as well. And I think interestingly, just to share as well, I think it has to be from from fail to pass, right? Usually we put A to E, but the code, just like you said, I also just copy the code.
It's also kind of trial and error. So
we don't really understand how it works, but you just copy and paste, and then the value is just put in. So basically that's it. So like it's one.
I try to put a reference to the VLOOKUP function, a very scientific reference to that. I think probably will be able to find it though, but if I can find it,
so if you visit our website, we'll have resources provided as well, everyone. We've got videos on how to make badges here. We've got some Google Sheet resources. VLOOKUP particularly over here.
Really hungry for points lah. Perfect lah. You got resources here. Oh my
tools for you, and then examples of gamified learning, and some tools. Yeah. So my team is quite motivated.
Okay. Looks to me you guys earned it. Okay, let's go. KS2, huh? All right. Man, that looks awesome. Okay. Let's go KS2. All right, nice work, the four of you. So let's go to number 2. Well, I would say that it's already mastering level. Okay, I guess should I get them 1 point higher? Sorry, Steph. Sorry, KS1.
And he definitely deserves it. I mean,
yeah, definitely deserve that, right? So I think definitely. No, but you got badges and you got resources, an extra point. Yeah, let's go 11. Okay, good job. So now who else next? You got 2, 5, 13, 14. All right, 2, 5. Melvin, nice work. 11, 13, 11, and 14. Nice work. Well done. So all 4 of you already got something there. Okay, great. Now, what does your leaderboard look like? Haha, you're ranked up. You're a creator now. Yeah, very apt. Proper. Yeah, you deserve that rank. Yeah, I wish there was some medal or a little badge you could wear, but never mind. So you got that, and you got your wings. Pretty good. Okay. So congratulations. Any other anybody else hungry? Oh wait, hold on, I forgot. XP boost. Yeah. That link one. Once I link it, then you probably can see a bit more boost in your badges there. So let's see. Definitely a boost here. Well, because you got extra resources, 600. Yeah, with a little bit extra there. Melvin. Okay, great work on the resources there. And yeah, sorry, who's the other one? Melvin, then you have Joy, yeah, Hyping, and yeah, 14, 15. Okay, 600 and 600. Nice work, guys. Congratulations. So yeah, I can see it's happening. Yeah, good. This is good. Looks great. It's going to look better. Yeah. So you got your free points awarded and things like that. Oh yeah, when you see things appearing, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot for a moment there. It's not, I thought it was not rounded up, but that's what it is. This is your XP point. We'll talk about this later on. I'll tell you how I did it. I think you probably know how I did it, but I'll tell you all about it later. So anyway, yeah, how about the rest of KS3 and KS4? Don't worry, you can show next week as well. But do you want to show now? Up to you. I don't want to keep you because we already passed the time. Yeah, you guys need to have your dinner and stuff. So never mind, we'll catch up next week. So KS3, KS4, you got a chance to catch up with these two. Let's see whether you can surpass that. Okay. So if there's nothing else, good. Thank you very much for showing up today. And I trust that you all had your own time to your own me time. I keep saying that, you know why? Because I think you need, because we're so busy at the day, but you need to have times of you need to like quiet moments for yourself. Listen to some music and let go and detach. Yeah, it's so important. Trust me, it's so important mentally to detach yourself once in a while, because there's so many things to do. Family, you got family, you got work, you got things to submit and stuff like that. So yeah, it's important to once in a while just not think of work. And I always tell myself to take long walks outside my house to the lake or something like that, or do more gardening or something like that. So just, yeah, man, enjoy being the best person that you can be. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining, and nice to see all of you. I hope to see you next week again. Take care and all the best. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
doctor.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Dr. Charles.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.